On November 28th, I put out a video on why Aura was gonna save Skyblock. This is my reaction 5 minutes after she got elected. I feel betrayed. Yeah, I think I misjudged Aura. So to fix that, I'm gonna explore the two biggest reasons that players are disappointed with Aura and what exactly we need to do to turn the tide. Thank you to YFM for sponsoring this video. More on them later. Hypixel Skyblock isn't new to tyrant mayors. Back in 2021, players elected the tyrannical dictator Dante, and things got so bad that Technoblade had to lead a revolution of over 100,000 players to take him down. But don't worry, things seem a bit more tame with Aura, although I am still disappointed. Today I'm going to show you why voting for Aura is a step towards a better tomorrow for all of us. In case you missed it, I made a video on why Aura was what we, the people, needed. This was because they were working to redistribute wealth from the elites, they were going to give everyone more skill XP, and give everyone more luck. As far as I knew, the only downside was that mobs were going to be slightly stronger and harder to kill. But we got a few extra problems. Immediately after Aura got elected, a bunch of goons left over from Dante's days filled the hub and had some very concerning lines of dialogue. With some referencing that Aura used to be the number 2 to Shen from Shen's auction, which really concerns me because Shen is literally the elite. He is the most elite person in Skyblock, and sells the most expensive items to the most wealthy people in the game. And Aura being his number 2 means that Aura used to not only serve the elite, she used to be the very elite that she now claims to hate. Which means that when people accused her of working towards evil plans, I believe them now, because she would genuinely see things like redistribution of wealth as evil. Part of the reason I wasn't super worried about her possibly saying that she was working on evil plans was because I figured that she was always seeing the world from an equitable place and was condemned by society for that. But clearly that wasn't the case. Which leads me to the first reason players don't trust her. Where'd the money go? In the first hour of Aura's term, fundraising amounts shot up to hundreds of billions of coins. This was part of her fundraising perk, which was going to be redistributed to the players at the top of every hour, but unfortunately, no one saw any of that money. In fact, there was no universal income for over 12 hours of her being mayor, but luckily she stopped fundraising after the first hour. But that does beg the question, where'd the money go? I mean, some people claim that there was a bug in the game's code that caused the coins to dupe, but come on, we know the truth. Aura used to be an elite, may still be one, so it would make sense that she got as much money as she could right off the bat and pocketed it, and then began redistributing the new fundraising later on like nothing happened. It's a classic case of capitalistic greed causing corruption in politics, and it makes me sick. But this is just speculation, so don't go around saying Aura bad in lobbies. Or do. You just may regret it. Enter Reason 2, Unfree Speech. Moments after Aura was elected, the aforementioned goons ran out and began building this prison in the hub. My first thought was, oh, sick, we get to imprison the elite. But unfortunately, not quite. See, if you go up to one of the goons and smack him in the face, jail. You run the command /kill Aura, jail. Say anything slightly disparaging of Aura in the public chat, jail. This is where the real issues start. See, the moment speech becomes punishable, everything else becomes easier to control. For now though, this doesn't outweigh the positives. We still get more rare drops, more skill XP, I mean hell, there's still the universal income, but keep in mind that this is only the beginning. The whole idea of punishing speech is founded on the concept of fighting oppressive systems with oppressive systems, which doesn't actually do shit. Not to say that violent retaliation is meaningless, I mean I'm sure Dante wished that that was the case, but it's not. I'm just trying to say the second violence or dehumanization become policy, well you're right back at square one. Another annoying aspect is that this is just step 1. Or will continue to sneakily try to take away our rights one by one. And the fact of the matter is that the more we give Aura with respect to our freedoms and quality of life, the more she'll take. So we need to not only make it clear that we do in fact notice, but that we will not stand by and let it happen. So I'd like to introduce you to free speech. That's what my perk would be called if I were elected minister. The perk would ensure that players are able to voice support and criticisms towards Aura's oppressive actions without running the risk of imprisonment. I'm not running during the current election, please don't put my name down. I'm instead running for the second election. Because during these first few days, Aura knows that they're under much more scrutiny. So she probably won't push too aggressively for a bit of time, but during her second week, Skyblock players are going to want someone who will fight for what we envisioned Aura to be, and someone who will stand up to the oppression. That's what I plan to do. I'll discuss my plan so it's more in depth as the election grows closer, but unless we make it known that our rights are not to be taken away like this, then they will be. So if you want to prevent things getting increasingly less stable, vote YikesLMAO for the second minister election. That's YikesLMAO, and that was the word from our sponsor, YFM, or Yikes for Minister. Now, let's get back to the video. Aura is honestly going to make this game much more playable, lower inflation a crazy amount, and make players excited to play again. But only if we take the time and care to prioritize our rights, our dignities, our freedoms, and our voices. If you want Skyblock's future to actually match what we voted for, then sign up through the Google form linked in the description to join the campaign. This isn't about me running. It's about making sure players still have a voice, because if we don't, well, it'll be gone before we know it. We can only win if we work together and fight together for a better future and a better tomorrow. Now, if you want a little Skyblock history lesson to learn about Dante and his fall from power, well, check this video out over here. And if you want to see my initial take on Aura pre-election, well, check this one out over here. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.